You ask whether your verses are good. You ask me that. You have asked others before. You send them to magazines. You compare them with other poems, and you worry when certain editors turn your efforts down. Now, since you have allowed me to offer you advice, let me ask you to give up all that. You're looking to the outside, and that, above all, you should not be doing now. Nobody can advise you and help you. Nobody. There is only one way. Go into yourself. Examine the reason that bids you to write. Check whether it reaches its roots into the deepest region of your heart. Admit to yourself whether you would die if it should be denied you to write. This, above all, ask yourself in your night's quietest hour, must I write? Dig down into yourself for a deep answer, and if it should be affirmative, if it is given to you to respond to this serious question with a loud and simple I must, then construct your life according to this necessity. Your life, right into its most inconsequential and slightest hour, must become a sign and a witness of this urge. Then approach nature. Then try, like the first human being, to say what you see and experience and love and lose. Depict your sadnesses and desires, passing thoughts and faith in some kind of beauty. Depict all this with intense, quiet, humble sincerity, and make use of whatever you find about you to express yourself. The images from your dreams and the things in your memory. If your everyday life seems to lack material, do not blame it. Blame yourself. Tell yourself that you are not poet enough to summon up its riches. For there is no lack for him who creates, and no poor, trivial place. And if, from this turn inwards, from this submersion in your own world, there come verses, then it will not occur to you to ask anyone whether they are good verses. Nor will you attempt to interest magazines in these bits of work, for in them you will see your beloved natural possessions, a piece and a voice of your life. A work of art is good if it has arisen out of necessity. For this reason, the only advice I have is this: to go into yourself and to examine the depths from which your life springs. At its source, you will find the answer to the question of whether you have to write. Accept this answer as it is, without seeking to interpret it. Perhaps it will turn out that you are called to be an artist. Then assume this fate and bear it, its burden and its greatness, without ever asking after the rewards that may come from outside. For he who creates must be a world of his own and find everything within himself and in the natural world he has elected to follow. But perhaps even after this descent into yourself and into your solitariness, you will have to give up the idea of becoming a poet. But even then, to have taken pause in the way I am asking you to will not have been in vain. Whatever happens, your life will find its own paths from that point on. And that they may be good, productive, and far-reaching is something I wish for you more than I can say. What else should I say to you? All I wanted to do in the end was advise you to go through your development, quietly and seriously. You cannot disrupt it more than by looking outwards and expecting answers from without to questions that only your innermost instinct, in your quietest moments, will perhaps be able to answer. With all devotion and sympathy, Rainer Maria Rilke.